Breaking news again, baby dolls. I want to give you this urgent announcement. The VIX, which is the downside fear index, okay, of America, has hit the number 60. My gosh, it has only been around this number 3 times in 35 years since I've actually started it. This is literally such an extreme amount. It did hit the VIX last year when we had Japan's Pokemon Island as well. That's why I've got to give you this breaking news. This is insane. This is literally wow. So historically, the VIX, look, when the VIX is 25, the S&P 500 is a good buy. It's up 60. So let's just give you an idea of how cheap these things are. It is a super rare number. It is a super rare moment. What I could actually do now is just show it to you here, man. It literally opened and it traded at freaking 60, man. This is literally cracking insane. It literally traded at 60. This was Japan Pokemon Island. It hit 66. The last time we saw that was literally hit 83 on zombie virus. Can you imagine, man? Look at these numbers out here, friends. It didn't even hit 60. Feb 2018. Look at this one. This was August 2015. I think this is China fears out here. Just showing you, man, these rares, these are super, super, super rare numbers. This is GFC, bro. GFC hit 95. Of course, that's GFC, literally the end of the world. There was no money printing responses or anything out here. So, oh my gosh, what a freaking wild number. I'm here giving you more macro updates. I know, friends, it's tough, but I think the bottom's in, bro. I think we just saw the bottom. I hope you've been appreciating my news. I don't want to be doing this, friends. I just want to be sitting on the couch and doing nothing. But there's the Ethereum came back to its March 2023 CME gap close of 1420. It literally came back to the freaking tick. Now it's trading around 1500. Remember, that's the CME futures. The next gap is up at like 1770. Such a terrible number, dude. Ethereum was cheap at 3K, bro. It was literally stupidly cheap at 3,000. You know, so like no one's excited about it, even if you get back to 2,000, bro. What a letdown. I don't think it's over, but what do I know, bro? I'm just a guy on the internet. The US 2-year bond rate, friends, it's at 3.5%. I've also got more breaking news here for you. So literally moments ago, friends, the odds of a rate cut shot up from like 20% up to like 50%. Literally minutes ago, okay? So they're starting to price it. It's now up to 51% chance of a rate cut. The VIX is like, man, it's the VIX being that much, it's like pretty much it's set in stone. So US market's 51% chance. It might even just go all the way to 80 or 90, 100%. These odds have drastically shot up. It's probably going to get to 100%. Rate cuts mean the US government can refinance their $9 trillion debt at lower rates and hence give us the proper crypto bull market later. So you're wondering, friends, a lot of people saying the 4-year cycle's dead. No, friends, it's not. Look, it's okay. The 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle, you can't say it's dead because it was never alive. So you know this, right? You've been following me. So it's not actually the Bitcoin halving 4-year cycle. It's a government debt rollover cycle, right? And then they kind of line up with each other, so it looks amazing. But obviously, remember, friends, the world economy died in 2008. So the government goes on these 4-year plans, and they print money, pay off the interest on the credit card, but then it basically comes over to the next period. And they're like, oh, crap, how do we finance this this obviously the number's going big, it's 9 trillion now. All they can do is afford the interest rates. So they go, what do we do? Well, what they usually do is they print money again. They go, hey, okay, let's print money enough for the next couple of periods, and then we'll just roll it over to the next 4-year period. You just roll over the debt, and then that's what they end up doing. Yeah, that's why we have the 3 cycles before. Now, we have one right now, but the thing is, rates are so high. We've never seen rates this high before. Okay, so this has obviously created a problem. And what I can now do is show you, this is the S&P 500 chart. You see this faint line? What I can actually do, friends, I'll make it a bit nice and brighter here for you, just so you can observe it. See this line, see on the right, 4.33%. Well, in the past, the interest rates, look how low they've been. Interest rates have only been, look at these, 0%, 0, 1. So Trump's in a predicament now. If you actually go back to 2016 as well, look at the rates for Trump when he had to refinance the debt in 2016 when we had the crypto big bull market. Rates were only like 0.5% and then became 1% and then basically up to 2% max. But these things, I mean, they're huge, friends. Like our interest rate right now is 4.5%. Like it's really, really expensive. So the plan is, you're wondering, like, he puts tariffs up, slows stuff down. Now that things are slowing down, the US Fed has to cut rates. When the rates are lower, government says, oh, let's roll over the debt now. Okay, like that. Maybe they don't want to roll over the debt for 4 years at this 4.5%. Maybe they'll roll over the debt at like 3.5%. So maybe they're going to do these big bananas. I think they have to do it by the end of the year. So that's why you might see this looks like some sort of orchestration, right? Where things are slowing down. US Fed's going to have to keep cutting. Maybe by the end of the year, it's down to 3.5%. So by the way, that's a lot of money, friends. You're doing a whole, like, to go from 4.5 down to 3.5. You basically, it's like saving your costs of like 25%. That's an extra 25% more money you can get out here to basically just spend on whatever you want, right? Also interesting, stock market dropped 22%, came back to that low. So that's the global 4-year debt cycle, right? So there's a Bitcoin halving cycle, coincidentally times up with that. So that's pretty much what we're seeing right now. An orchestration of sorts, if you will. I've also got here the super trend as well, friends, something interesting. Just like my whole show, so let's play some angel music for everyone out here. Very, very tough times. This is the super trend. It literally came right. Look how close it came to it. My gosh. But also remember Japan, Pokemon Island, friends. Remember the VIX went huge. It literally came here and that was it. The VIX did the spike right here. Japan's Pokemon Island. First week of August. Yeah, Japan, remember, we thought Pokemon Island was finished. And then this is pretty much it. So it's interesting, right? We have a VIX spike of 60 and then we come close as well. So remember I told you, man, to believe a cycle, the only way to make it through is like, man, I just don't think it's over. I know it looks stupid, man. I feel like I'm stupid, but yeah. Check this out, friends. Crypto news as well. Are we in a bear market? 60% of people say yes, yes, yes. So it looks like it's a standard buy the dip, bro. Like, look, if you ask me what I think is going to happen, I think rates are going to go down. They're going to refinance the debt. We're just going to get a normal 4-year cycle. The thing is, though, I don't know how the average period is when they actually do the rollover. It might be like 12 months. So, yeah, like, here's the thing. We had zombie virus in March. They cut the rates. Maybe they rolled over that debt stuff in like April. I don't know when they did it. I do not know when they did it. Maybe they did it in April of 2020. 12 months later, we peaked 2021. Okay, just to show you the chart again for everyone who is watching, because you're my baby doll. So here is zombie virus. Yeah, maybe they roll over the debt around here. 12 months, we had the alt season peak, okay? And then we had like a mini alt season here. Alt season, this is DeFi season. Then we have alt season wave 1, alt season wave 2, okay? But the big bulk one was up here, Dogecoin Mania. So I'm wondering if this VIX spike 50 here, or this VIX spike hitting 60, I'm wondering, right, if they end up like rolling over the debt 4 months later, and then, that might actually run us into end of next year. It might happen. I mean, Arthur Hayes thinks we're going to run into 2027. So I don't know, right? It depends on how fast, I guess, they get to that debt rollover period. Part of that. Also, Dickie Hart has tweeted, Ethereum is the same price now as it was 7 years ago, down 71% in 3.4 years. Why? Because it's great technology with no marketing. Vitalik, stop dancing for your in-group and dance for the masses. I want to see you twerking with Michael Saylor. Oh, and maybe if Ethereum folks stopped gatekeeping the only project you have with outbound marketing, it could start being better for us all. Hex, for instance. So, once again, fans, did you know March 2024, Richie's declaring Hex from Ethereum to be dead. Now, April 2025, he's saying, hey, Vitalik, stop gatekeeping my Hex from Ethereum. I'm wondering, in a very family-friendly way, I'm wondering if Richie saying stop buying pDAI ends up being a comical thing where we are, would have been nice, where we are 12 months from now. Where are we 12? I know, friends, I hope I want it to be $1, but yeah, like, friends, I even be happy if just can you just get up? That's what I want. Just get up. Look at everything else out here. Just having a quick look at, of course, because of all the liquidity bonding and liquidity links, Pulse chain prices are all like 10% down. It is a Black Monday because Ethereum went down 20%, unfortunately. What else can we do? So I prayed for a green candle to bring us divine friendship and glory. I hear the angels will be delivering. This is a green candle to the heavens. This candle's been running all day, friends. So I have been doing a lot of prayers just so we make it. It is a believer's cycle. Shout out to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe have suspended their tariffs on US imports. They just saved the whole market. Time for max bidding. There's a guy in my comment section. He didn't realize that was a joke. Habib, I just want to tell you It's a joke, bro. Zimbabwe's GDP is 35 billion right now. Like, okay, Warren Buffett, himself, he has 3 times the wealth of Zimbabwe, the country. So it's just a joke show. I thought it was very obvious. I love every single one of you. Also got Justin. This is kind of funny, friends. China are going to start buying their own Chinese stock ETFs and make it look like they're winning the trade war. So look at this. China's sovereign fund says to further increase ETF holdings. So this is quite funny, right? So now we have a standoff for trade war between China and America. And China's like, hey, buy our ETFs. Our stock market's going up. Because like, just to show you, friends, you know, China got obliterated. China have the worst stock market result of the day. Check it out right here. Look at this. Hong Kong down 13.6. So China got whacked hard, bro. Shout out to Turkey. Shout out to Saudi Arabia, Russia. Shout out to all my Indian baby dolls. Philippine land, Malaysia. Shout out to everyone out here in the UK and the CAC 40 believers in France. And then, yes, it's kind of, yeah. There's a lot of people. Don't worry about the politics, dude. Don't worry about the politics, okay? But I'm guessing, I think China's going to pivot. I just don't know how they'll do it. I don't think they'll come up and say, hey, we capitulate into you. Probably be some soft thing. They'll do it another roundabout way. It is what it is. Remember, we closed the gap. CME for Ethereum. Next one's at 1770. The next copium thing is, well, we are in these key levels. We have to like really hold these levels. Like what I actually like is we've just sliced through. There's no bouncing anywhere. You're probably wondering, hey, don't you want it to bounce? No. If the levels are going to hold, you just want to charge through first time. Because you just want all the weak hands just to get out. Then when they've all got out, the thing just comes back. That's what you want. You don't want it to do the dead cat bounce, like levels everywhere, right? Because they're people, they get in, it comes back, they stop out. They get in, it comes back, they stop. You don't want the dead cat bounce. Yeah, just something from me from watching this price action stuff over time. Also, who cares what I want as well? You know what I mean? No one gives a shit. Have a look at the 1 hour chart. Maybe by the time you see these, friends, I hope this is some sort of bottom out here. We got to get back to around here. Maybe there'll be a bit of Trump tariffs. There's going to be a lot of calls for lower and dead cat bounces and stuff out here. Yeah, man. It's still green on the weekly super trend. Like, subscribe, really. I don't know. Catch you soon.